Hey guys, Martin here from Mattress Clarity. So over the years, I have been a big fan of Brooklyn Bedding's products. They're actually a great value and also very high quality. And that's because they own their own factory and they pass on their savings to the customer, cutting out the middleman. Now, when they got into the weighted blanket game, I was really excited to see how it would compare to the other weighted blankets on the market. So I want to talk about the Brooklyn Bedding weighted blanket, my experience with it, who it's a good fit for, and who it's not a good fit for. Let's get started. So I want to talk about the design of the Brooklyn Bedding weighted blanket, but I also want to say, if you want to see a list of my top picks for weighted blankets, Google Mattress Clarity best weighted blanket. But let's take a look at the Brooklyn Bedding. So first off, in terms of weight options, you have two. You have 15 pounds and 20 pounds. Now, I've talked about this before, but there's a very simple formula you can use to find the right weighted blanket in terms of weight. So take your body weight, divide it by 10, then add or subtract 1 or 2 pounds. Now, I'm 230 pounds, divide that by 10, 23 pounds. I like my weighted blanket a little bit heavier, so I usually go for a 25-pound weighted blanket. However, since 20 is the heaviest option with this weighted blanket, I went for that. Now, in terms of size options, you only have one. That is going to be a queen size, 60 by 80 inches, and only one color option, and that is going to be gray. Now, what really makes this weighted blanket stand out is the duvet cover, and it has two sides. So on one side, you have a minky material. Now, minky is very soft, very cozy, even has these minky dots, kind of a bumpy massage kind of feel to it. Now, on the other side is going to be a cooling tensile fabric, much smoother, much cooler to the touch, supposed to keep you nice and cool at night. Now, inside the duvet cover, we have the actual weighted blanket. So let's take a look at that now. So unzipping here. First of all around the edges of the weighted blanket, you have these duvet tabs, and that is going to be to tie the actual weighted blanket inside your duvet cover to make it nice and secure and not moving around while you're sleeping at night. Now, the actual weighted blanket is going to have polyester microfiber shell on the outside here, a gridded stitching, and inside each square you're going to have glass beads, going to actually give the weighted blanket its weight. Now, in terms of cleaning, it's very, very simple. You can take the duvet cover right off, wash it at home. If you are going to clean the weighted blanket itself, you're going to spot clean with mild detergent. So let's talk about my experience with the Brooklyn Bedding. And first off, just talking about weight, again, you only have two options, 15 pounds and 20 pounds. And I usually like a weighted blanket closer to 25 pounds, so right off the bat, I'm really not getting enough weight. Now, also in terms of the size, you only have one size option. It's 60 by 80 inches, close to the size of a queen size mattress. Now, my issue with this size is I just personally prefer something more of a throw size, made to fit the size of my body, not the size of my bed. So something that has more of a cradling effect, not something that kind of lays across the full surface of my mattress. So not a big fan of it in that respect. Now, that being said though, the weight distribution I'd say is pretty decent overall, kind of nice even weight across my entire body. It's pretty surprising considering how big these squares are on the gridding, but that being said, pretty good weight distribution across my entire body. Now, I do want to talk about the cover, and that really makes this weighted blanket stand out. First off, with the cozy side, I love lying underneath this weighted blanket with the cozy side against my skin. It feels really, really nice. It's fuzzy a little bit. The bumps are also kind of creating a massaging effect, so I just feel really, really great under the side of the weighted blanket. It's also pretty cold right now down here in Austin, Texas. I know even in Texas it's cold right now. It feels really, really nice on those colder nights and during those colder days as well. Now, flipping it over to the cooling side, I did try it out on some warmer nights, and it felt pretty nice against my skin, definitely smooth, and had a nice kind of cool and kind of chill texture. That being said, not the coolest sleeping experience for me. And a lot of times with weighted blankets, you are going to sleep hotter. With the heavier weight, there's less breathability, less room for airflow. And I can say, with this weighted blanket, on one side you have the minky, so that's kind of blocking air from coming down, so I'm not getting great airflow. I'm sleeping a little bit on the hot side. But just speaking about how this weighted blanket works as a weighted blanket, it does work. It works very, very well. I used it for a couple nights. I slept very well underneath it, woke up feeling nice and refreshed. So let's talk about the pros, who I think the Brooklyn Bedding might be a good fit for. So first off, you weigh between 130 pounds and 220 pounds. You're looking for a nice weighted blanket. Take a look at the Brooklyn Bedding. You should definitely get enough weight from either the 15-pound or the 20-pound weighted blanket. Some nice, even, deep tissue pressure across your entire body. Also, if you're looking for a good value, also you want to take a look at the Brooklyn Bedding weighted blanket. It comes with a very, very nice duvet cover, high quality materials, and it's priced, I think, very affordably at $150 for the largest size. And last but not least, you want something easy to clean. Again, back to the duvet cover. You can take it off very, very easily and wash it at home. And now let's talk about the cons on who I think the Brooklyn bedding might not be the best fit for. First off, you're looking for a lot of size and weight options. You're really not going to find them with the Brooklyn bedding. You only have one size option that's going to be a queen size and only two weight options, 15 pounds and 20 pounds. Now, because of that, if you're a much smaller person who need a weighted blanket for a child or just a lighter person, you're probably not going to find a weighted blanket for you with the Brooklyn bedding because, again, 15 pounds is their lightest option. It might just be too heavy for you. Now, on the other end, if you're on the much heavier side, you want a heavier weighted blanket, you're probably not going to find it with this weighted blanket either. So again, I like a 25-pound weighted blanket, and their heaviest option is only 20 pounds. Then last but not least, if you are a hot sleeper, you might want to look elsewhere. Even using the more cooling side, I was sleeping somewhat hot underneath the Brooklyn bedding. In the end, I was impressed with the Brooklyn bedding weighted blanket. I think it's a very good value and it comes with a really awesome duvet cover. If you're not sure it's the right weighted blanket for you though, they do offer a 30-day return policy. But that's about it. Just getting started looking for a mattress or bedding products, check out mattressclarity.com. We also do a lot of videos just like this, so hit the like button and subscribe.